Charleston White quote, "Nobody likes you." All right. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praise, glory, and honor that's due to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai B'Hashem Rachak Wadash. I want honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and blessing to the 144,000 and the hopeful elect. Shalom Barakathum. And this is going to be a quick reaction of Charleston White, who's gone viral recently, going in on Esau. Okay. And, you know, Charleston White, you know, he's a demon, but he serves a purpose. Okay. You know, and the Lord can use anybody to speak messages of truth, even through Satan. Satan can say something that's true. You know, as you know, the precept of I believe it's Matthew the 4th chapter. Okay, Satan is quoting precepts. Okay, reminding Yahushai of what the scriptures say. Okay, so you can quote truth and still be, you know, satanic. All right, but Charleston White is very correct on this. I'm going to play some of the video. You'll see what I'm talking about. Everybody is tired. They're fed up with this guy, man. They are done. They've had it, you know. The whole world. Let's play it, and we'll get some precepts. So this is edifying.
Supposed to be politicians in me. I thought this was a Christian country. I thought this was a God-founded Christian country. But white people are the most unforgiving race of people I have ever seen. Y'all are unforgiving. I thought Christ love was about forgiving. But you want people to forget.
Just to quote that, the precept here, Ezekiel 35:5. It says, wait for it to load. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. All right. So when we were down, they wanted more, man. You was downtrodden, we was beat, we lost everything. This has happened multiple times, man. Outside of the Temple of Babylon, or in the time of Babylon, the Neo-Babylonian Empire. Okay, when they sacked the temple and took everything down, it was Edomites out there cheering, man. Okay. All right. When we were downtrodden in slavery, that wasn't enough for them. Okay. Okay, remember in West Africa, we had empires that basically fell. Okay, when the empires fell, it wasn't enough that, you know, Jake went down. Esau had to come in and buy us and enslave us and sell us and trade us, and that wasn't enough. Okay, they had to humiliate us, take our names, our everything away from us. Okay, paint this picture of us across the whole world and put himself as the image over everything, man. Okay, that's true hatred right there. Okay, and he never felt any remorse for it. Okay, but now everybody's supposed to feel sorry for a single Edomite that gets clipped. Okay, you see, it says, verse 6, therefore, as I live, saith the Lord Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Okay, shit thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Okay, and the brother Tosh brings this out a lot, man, in the NLT, because it says, I will give you a bloodbath of your own, your turn has come. Okay, all right, that's what the Lord promised, man, because you're unreasonable, man. You're wicked. Okay, so that's to back up his point there.
I thought this was Christ's love was about forgiving. But you want people to forget, so they can't even get a chance to forgive. Why take down all of civil rights history, all of slavery history? As if you guys have no blemish on no blood on your hands.
Yeah, they took it all down because they didn't want to have any blemish. Okay, no blemishes. See, they now Trump wants to erase everything like it didn't happen. Okay, because the narrative is going to be everybody's going to be plugged into AI. You think people are brain dead now because they got to Google everything and they got to use Google Maps to get everywhere. You think that's bad now? Wait until AI takes over. They won't even have real thoughts of their own. Okay, they'll be going right into AI, and AI, they're going to ask the AI questions, and AI ain't going to know nothing about slavery. All of a sudden, it's going to be like it never happened. And before you know it, a whole generation of people are brainwashing to thinking certain things never occurred. They did the same thing with us, okay? When they wanted to make sure that certain people were the children of Israel in the Bible, and a certain people were not the children of Israel in the Bible, okay? They went out of their way to do that, and now the whole world believes that the wrong people are the people, okay? Until recently, because now it's all unraveling. The whole lie is coming undone.
Some of those people are still alive. You're gonna remove their history. I've been going to school with white folks since the first grade. You think it's easy to play on the white boy that's into politics and history, especially if he's in the race? It's easy to play on him with his ethnocentric ideologies and belief system. He's stuck on one side, and he think he right all the time. So it's easy to play on who think they right all the time. White people, it's easy. And that's why everybody playing on us. And I just want to remind white people.
Yeah, because see, white supremacy tells you even if you're dead wrong, you're still right because you're white, okay? Oh, it's an exception for us. See, if we take a bunch of land and kill people and change the names of the land and enslave them and do all of that, that we conquered the land. Like Matt Walsh said, we civilized the land, we conquered it. They say we civilized it, okay? But if somebody else goes to do it, they'll say you're barbaric savages, you're terrorists when somebody else does it, you see? So no matter what, they're always right, you see? And those people are very easy to exploit. These Edomites, they don't see any wrong, okay? And so that's why they're so easy to get one over, okay?
The only friend in this entire universe on earth is your. Nobody else likes you. The Canadians, the Mexicans, nobody likes you.
Yeah.
Even the English don't like you no more.
Even the English don't like you no more, man. People have had enough, man. Okay? People have had enough. It says in Proverbs 29:2, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. Okay? And this is what we have going on here, man. Okay? The people are mourning. Everybody's looking at this guy like what are you doing, man? Okay? You know? What does it say? I believe it's in Isaiah 14. Okay? Isaiah 14:5, the Lord Yahweh had broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the ruler. That means your power structure is going to be crippled. Okay? Shalakia. Man, got some kind of cough or cold or something. I don't know what it is. I don't feel terrible, but it just can't get rid of this, man. So forgive me, okay? But the scepter and the staff represents the power structure, okay? So this whole thing, this whole Democrat Republican, that shit is not long for the world, okay? It's not long before this is all over with, and nobody regards that anymore. When in Second Measures it says there's going to be a day where people don't regard their kings or princes. What's going to happen? The staff of rulership is going to be gone, okay? And then Esau's only recourse is going to be what? War, okay? He's going to go war stateside. He's going to do the cardinal rule of warfare and never fight a war on two fronts. He's going to break that rule. He's going to have to fight a war inside, and he's going to have to fight a war abroad at the same time, and he's going to get fucked up, okay? Excuse my French, but that is exactly what's going to happen to him, okay? That's what he's got coming, because the staff of the ruler is broken already. BRICS is already forming, okay? China and Japan, they're plotting on dumping the U.S. dollar or selling these treasury bonds and notes that they're holding on to, okay? They're tired. They're ready for a new regime change, okay? Verse 6, Isaiah 14:6, he who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, okay, that ruled the nations in anger. Why is half the world under some kind of U.S. population, half the population of the world under some kind of U.S. sanction? Okay, because this nigga is greedy, man. He can't get enough, man. Okay, he's busting full. Can't eat any more food. Okay, And then you going over there to get some more food. He like, nah, that ain't your food. That's my food. And he can't even eat no more. That's Esau, man. Okay? Unreasonable, man. Okay? Sloppy, nasty. Okay? It says that rule the nations in anger is persecuted and none hindereth, man. Okay? Because you gotta be angry to have conflicts all over the world. These small hats then bombed 10 countries in under 2 years. Okay? How is that reasonable? Okay? But yet they're the victim. You see? The whole earth is quiet. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Okay? So when you go down, everybody's going to rejoice. And that's to the point that Charleston White said. Nobody likes you, man. Okay? You don't have no friends. All right? Why else are they going to break forth into singing when you go down? Because they fear you. They don't like you. There's a difference. Okay? And that fear is dissolving. It's slowly dissolving because they see the self-destructive nature of your rulership. They see that the days are numbered, man. Like, oh, this nigga's crazy. His days are not. He's going to take himself out. And he is. And that's the spirit of division the Lord is putting on this place to do that. Okay? But it's way worse than they think. See, they don't believe biblical prophecy is going to come to pass. They can tell America's not going to continue, so they're making their moves to be next. But they can't see the actual prophecy. They don't know that this is the Lord's doing and that the next kingdom is set up by Yahushua, okay? And it's going to be forever, okay? So you other heathen, you got a rude awakening coming up too, because you're not innocent. You're complicit in all of this, okay?
And let me just tell you something, white America. Your only ally are you don't have enough guns to win whatever race war you think you can win. Because while you mad at China mad at y'all, how you think fentanyl getting into your country? How you think China have bought up almost 60% of real estate in the United States of America next to government buildings and main structures and entities? China came in and bought up almost 80% of your beef and chicken, pork and processing plants in your country. Everything is made in China.
Did you catch that? Okay, China bought up 80% of the protein. Okay, that's beef, chicken, pork. Shit people eat here. When you go in the grocery store, 80% of that is coming from factories that China bought. Okay. So you don't realize, I'm going to get that real quick in Obadiah. You don't realize how much power the U.S. has conceded to other nations in their pride, man. Okay, they're over there barking orders. You better not take over Taiwan. What are you going to do about it? What you going to do? Y'all don't make nothing here, man. You can't rev these factories back up before all hell breaks loose. Okay, by the time you start building back all of the factories that America then sold off, that's gonna take decades. And you know it's gonna happen within weeks of not having beef and pork and basic things and necessities that come out of China. Martial law, it's a wrap. There's no way out of this, man. You're cooked. Okay, you're absolutely cooked because you're proud, man. Okay, verse 7. Obadiah 1:7, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee, and China is definitely among them. They deceived you, man. Okay? Like he says in that movie, there will be blood. Daniel Day-Lewis's character, he says, I drank your milkshake. Okay? He was referring to land where you had oil. Okay? He wasn't on the part of the land that were he wasn't he wasn't on the side of the land where he can drill straight down, but he was on the land adjacent to where the oil was, and he drilled sideways into the ground, okay, like diagonal, okay, and pumped out all of his oil, okay. And it says, I drank your milkshake. That's what he said in the movie. I drank your milkshake. That's America, man. Okay. That's what happened to y'all, man. All of this money and trillions of dollars, and Apple's worth trillions and Nvidia's worth trillions. That's all bullshit, man. That money ain't real. The real value of the economy is in the people and their ability to feed and sustain themselves and build new physical assets. And people do not have the ability to do that. Okay, the factories are gone. The knowledge to build these things are gone. Okay, and by the way, if China takes over Taiwan, it is a wrap for the stock market. You can that Christmas is canceled. Okay, do you know how much of the stock market right now is based off of AI? And do you know how much AI is based on those chips made by companies like Nvidia and the cloud computing software like Microsoft and all of that? Do you know how much of that AI is based on that? And do you know the powerhouse of making chip manufacturing and other technologies and things is in Taiwan? If Taiwan goes to China, that is a wrap. You can kiss the stock market goodbye. You don't control the top 7 companies on the stock market are gone. Okay. You know, Nvidia has eclipsed Apple now in terms of its market cap. Why? Because of their ability to get those chips and add to you know, those cars to make AI computing. Okay. So yeah, your milkshake has been drunken. Okay. However you say it, it says, "They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him." Nobody likes you, and you're through. You're out of there. Okay.
And President Trump is kissing China. China is putting lead in the toilets. China poisoning y'all every which way. And then not only that, China is teaming up with all your enemies, helping Russia.
They're undermining America. Okay. You can see that with TikTok, man. That their algorithm over there in China and TikTok is night and day different to the algorithm over here in America. They feed these women the bullshit. They feed these young YNs, these Gen Zers. They feed y'all bullshit on these algorithms. In China, they don't let you don't see booty cheeks flopping all around and women talking shit back to their man. I don't need this and that. You don't see that in China. Same software, same company, same app. Okay. And see, they know this. That's one of the reasons they brought up buying TikTok. But now they made it an emergency thing because what happened is too much truth was getting out on TikTok. So now they got to force it. But they never liked China having an app with that much influence. Okay. So they're supplanting and undermining America on every level, man. Buying up real estate. Okay.
Every which way. China is teaming up with all your enemies, helping Russia. And China said, y'all better not Russia. And China said they're going to take Taiwan from y'all. Why is Kirk focused on y'all who don't hurt nobody but they're not even into this America. And now Russia owns most of your beef processing plants too. Russia been coming in here spying on y'all. Y'all were just hollering Russia was meddling into the elections. And Russia is defying everything President Trump said. Everybody got their weapons pointed at the United States of America.
That's right. That's right. See, that's in Jeremiah 4. I'm going to get this real quick. Won't be too much longer on this. Trying to keep this short. But we had the same thing, man. You know? Now, we know this is speaking about the, you know, us in the Southern Kingdom and historically, but the same thing is getting ready to happen to Esau, okay? As the scriptures say, the curses are turning on him. What we went through, they're getting ready to go through, okay? Jeremiah 4:30, and when thou art spoiled, what wilt thou do? Though thou clothest thyself with crimson, and though thou deckest thee with ornaments of gold, okay? And you can see in Revelation 17, that's what the whore is adorned in. She's adorned in what? Scarlet, with all kind of precious jewels on her. Okay. So spiritually, this is the same thing, man. Okay. America loves to be the luxury brand of the world, but inside the parts don't really work. Okay, it just looks shiny from the outside. Okay. It says, though thou clothest thyself with crimson, and though thou deckest thee with ornaments of gold, though thou rentest thy face with painting, in vain shalt thou make thyself fair. So all of this built up is in vain, man. Okay? It says, thy lovers will despise thee, they will seek thy life. And this is what we see coming to pass for this kingdom, okay?
You don't have no more friends, America. You think Israel your friends? They over you too. They the one that deny the living tax on you to bully your government. So what the is Kirk running around acting like is the problem? The ain't affecting nobody but.
There it is. See, the niggas ain't affecting nobody but the niggas. See, they want to make us the number one problem because they don't want to look inside. And this is the lack of accountability and the reprobate mindset of the Edomite, okay? The most unaccountable person the Lord has ever created, man, okay? Stealing, killing, robbing, but then when you do it, it crying, man. Just like Esau, literally Esau, man. I'm gonna end it here. Okay? The Lord called this nigga profane, man. Okay? In Hebrews 12 and 16, lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. Okay? Sold everything out. This is what they did with the stock market, man. They wanted to make a quick buck, so they sold out their long-term opportunity for wealth. You people did that, man. Niggas didn't do that. Okay? They'll blame everything on Jake. Inflation is our fault. Even though they printing money like they going out of style. Okay? It says, for ye know how that afterwards, when he would have inherited the blessing, he was rejected. Okay? And I did the lesson the other day, the in transit, about the rejected silver or reprobate silver crying over a rejected people. And this is what I was referring to. Esau's a rejected nation, man. He's a fugitive. Okay? He doesn't have any inheritance to anything or any birthright. Okay? His blessing is occurring right now. He don't have anything of substance. What all he has is the power of the sword. Okay? So he had to take everything. But that's over with now. Okay? It says, for he found no place of repentance. See, he's not sorry for what happened. That's why Donald Trump is trying to erase what happened in slavery. Okay? He's not sorry. He's never gonna give you reparations, man. Okay? You got to know your enemy. He ain't even feel the need to apologize, man. He didn't give you nothing. Now he's telling you don't even remember it happened now. Okay? Okay? It says, for he found no place of repentance, though he sought it carefully with tears. Okay? And so really he tried to come back and say, oh, I didn't mean to do that. And, can you give me a blessing, please, anyway? Okay? That's going to be these Edomites that know that they've been the hammer of the earth, destroying all of these nations, undermining their own economy, selling out their own people. Okay? They willingly gave over their own riches. Nobody rioted. Nobody cried out. Okay? And they're still going to ask for somebody to have mercy on them. Okay? Because when you read the story of Jacob and Esau sold his birthright. Okay? And he tried to come back to Isaac and act like he didn't sell it. Okay? He tried to have his cake and eat it too. Okay? And when it backfired on him, he played the victim. Okay? So this is not a guy you want to trust, man. Okay? He's gonna sell you out. Okay? You trusting in Donald Trump, you have a mental illness, man. Okay? Anyway, I'm gonna end it there. Lord willing, this is edifying. Call halal Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai Ba'ashim B'chakwadash Shalom. Kum